All right, ladies and germs, the wheel debate. Tire and wheel combinations for 63 to 64, and maybe 62. Galaxies, even Fairlanes, probably up to 67, where you have this low cut fender, and trying to figure out what tires and wheels will get in there. I try to comment every time I see it, but I'm gonna just do this video, put it up on my YouTube page. Like and subscribe. I've just started it. I'm gonna put all sorts of cool stuff on here about the restoration of this vehicle. But regardless, I'll just be able to put the link up. Anytime somebody has a tire or wheel question, I'll just put the link up, okay? The issue with, it seems to be, the main issue is what tires will fit in the wheel well of these vehicles. And it's a fine issue, but bottom line is you can fit a 275, a 315 in the wheel well. 315 might require you to, roll this fender out a little bit, or, shave that lip off. Cool, whatever. 255 fits perfectly fine. 195s, 205s are pretty much stock. So, anything bigger than that's going to be a bonus. But 255s, 275s will fit in there really with no issues. But fitting in there isn't the issue. It's getting them in there because of the way that fender is. And that is that's the problem that I think, I don't know if it gets overlooked or not, but it's definitely an issue. For me, this is a daily driver, okay? I have a full-size spare tire in the trunk. I've got a jack in the trunk. If I blow a tire, I need to be able to change it on the side of the road. That's where this issue comes with, the commentary. Well, all you got to do is drop the shocks, or, I put it on a lift. Drop the shocks, get it down as far as I can, and, I can fit a 15 by 10 with 3 15s on it. Cool. How are you going to change that on the side of the road? And these cars, I get it. If I get a flat in this freaking car on the side of the road, that I may drive this, not me, but, somebody may drive their, 20,000 mile R code 3 times a year, they're going to call a wrecker. They're going to call the wrecker. They're going to have it up on a lift. They're going to fix the tire and put a new tire in there on a lift. Cool. This is, you got to look at it practically. Okay. So practically speaking, I did all the research. This is what I came up with. My research started, this is my 15 by 10 with 4.5-inch backspace that I put a BF Goodrich 275/60 on and could not get it on this wheel. 100%. I had it up as far as I could go, couldn't get it on the wheel. So that's my upper limit. People are talking about, well, you just have to deflate the tires, or you just have to drop. How am I going to deflate the tire of the spare that I'm trying to put on the car? It just doesn't make it. It doesn't make any. It makes sense to people who are going to call a wrecker. It makes sense to the people who are going to do this after the fact in their garage with a compressor nearby. Cool. Okay. Not this guy. This guy's going to have a nail in his tire on the side of the road, and I need to put a spare on it. Okay. So, and not only that, say you do have a decent spare, how are you going to get it off? How are you going to get a 15 by 10 with a 315 on it off the wheel on the side of the road? You're just not. You're going to have to call a wrecker. Cool. Whatever. But anyway, this wheel, 275s, could not get it on there. And people are commenting, hey, you just have to do this, you just have to do that. Or I had no issues. I'm going to show you the issue. Okay, I'm going to show you the issue right now. So This is my current wheel. This is a 255 BF Goodrich on a 15 by 8 with 3.5 inch backspace. That 3.5 inch backspace is the reason you get this really cool dish look on the wheel. I've made some comments about getting it in there. This is what I mean. This is what everybody means about having to roll the wheel in there. Okay? This tire will not fit. It doesn't matter how I get it in. It's not going to fit in there like this. It doesn't matter how, I don't have it quite jacked up enough to even, I could probably slide it in there like this. The width of this tire combined with how low this fender is does not allow me to put the wheel in like this. Okay? The way that you have to do this is you have to put it upside down, get it under the wheel, and then you have to roll it. So now this is where the backspace comes into play. If you have a 4-inch, 4.5-inch backspace on a 15 by 10 or a 10-inch wide wheel, the backspace allows you to slide this wheel up over the hub a lot deeper. Okay. This 3.5 on a 15 by 8 with the combination of this wide a tire, this is kind of the sweet spot on this. I can roll it up over the wheel and I get to where I can't go any farther because of the back spacing. And then I just start leveraging it up in there, right about there. Okay. And then we just have to kind of finesse it onto the lugs. Like so. So that is what we mean by having to roll the wheel in there, up under the hub. You hear people, you put it in upside down and slide it in. That's what they're talking about, is the idea of putting it in upside down under the wheel and kind of rolling it up. Okay. You can see that tire was rubbing all day long. I had to really finesse it in there. Okay. The tire cannot get any wider. 15 by 8, 3.5 inch back spacing, 255. The tire cannot be any wider. It can't. I cannot do that with a 275 the way it is. Maybe if I deflate the tire, maybe if I unbolt that shock, maybe if I have it on a lift, or if I have a jack on the side of the road that'll get this car up in the air, another 6 inches. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to try it. Okay. This is what I'm going to do is have the combination that practically works. That I can, if I end up having a flat on the side of the road, I'm able to change it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. 15 by 8 with a 4-inch, 4.5 inch back spacing. Okay, where you don't quite get that dish, but you can still get that 10-inch plus tire on there. Absolutely fine, because that backspace allows you to slide it over that hub a little better. Okay, but 3.5 inch to 4.5 inch backspace on a 15-inch by 8 is probably going to be it. A 10-inch tire or a 10-inch wheel. You're adding 2 inches to the basically the outside of that diameter, so you're going to need more backspace. So 4-inch, 4.5 inch is probably going to be what you need, because you have that extra backspace. Maybe you can fit that 275 in there in some other circumstances. I couldn't do it. 275/60 on a 15 by 10. I just showed you the wheel. I have to sell the wheel. I have to sell the wheels now because I couldn't get them on there. I didn't want to get them on there. I didn't want to have to worry about getting them on there under those circumstances. So anyway, that's what we're talking about when we're getting these wheels on. You can take the practical approach, what's going to happen if I'm on the side of the road, or you can take the approach of what will fit. Flat out, the widest tire I can fit in this wheel well, 100%, and it doesn't matter how I get it in there. On a jack, dropping the shocks, loosening my springs, whatever, cool. Whatever you need to do, okay, in that case, yeah, 275, 315s, you might be fine. Are you using a stock suspension? Do you have air ride? Are you able to lift it? Because when you start getting those 315s in there, you're not going to be able to use a stock 4-leaf spring. I have 6 leafs on this, and it improves the ride. It improves the ride, but it's not really improving the height of it. It's just kind of giving it a little bit of a stiffer ride. It's not raising it inches, in order for me to put a bigger tire in there. So anyway, that's where we're at. I hope this was helpful. Like and subscribe. I've only got a couple videos up there now, but there's going to be more on my 7-liter 64 here. See you next time.